Hello, my fellow primates. I've recently gotten several requests that I stop scripting my videos and roll them off the cuff instead and edit them later. So this is going to be a first roll of that, and it's going to cover a few bases. This is going to be more of a discussion than a ponage of two videos, though I'm sure that I will be tarred and feathered for expressing such outrageous opinions. The first video is by Nephilim, Walmart feeds young minds for Satan. And the second is the reply to that by ByronOfSidius. Ponage Olympics event number 3, entry educating Neph on fiction and business. In my opinion, Nephi was on the road to what may have been a decent point if he hadn't been poisoned by his own beliefs. As a reply, ByronOfSidius was doing the same thing. Now, this is no offense to Josh. He's an awesome person, and I don't think I'm not even going to call him wrong, but by the same token, I can't really call Nephi wrong in this either. That's why this is more of a discussion than it is a ponage. So in Nephi's video, he tries to make the point that there is all of this occult material, or what he would consider occult material, being sold at Walmart. But then he goes off into a tangent about fallen angels and how they are Nephilim, and actually puts in a pre-recorded sermon on the subject. Really disgusting. And though I don't think that any of these three videos, including mine, need to be taken very seriously. So the point that Nephi could have made in his video, and blew it, is that Walmart is a major corporation which is doing anything it can to make money. This is ByronOfSidius's point, that supposedly a business does anything it can to make money. Well, that's not entirely true. A business is something that is a liability or a limited liability to one or very few people. A corporation, on the other hand, is an artificial personhood, a legal personhood. By another definition, it would be considered a golem, but a golem, as in Hebrew scripture, a composite being. Of course, it has been quite well argued that Christ itself was a composite being. But that's another subject. So ByronOfSidius's point about Nephi's video was that it's a business and it's supposed to make money. Yeah, it is. Except Walmart is not just a business. It is a multinational corporation. A legal fiction. Sort of like Christ. This is why Nephi could not finish out his argument, because of course it would be arguing against his own belief system. As ByronOfSidius could not finish out his argument, because it would be an argument against his belief system. What is his belief system? It's the same belief system that all of us are under the thumb of. Mammonism. We are worshippers of money. You may be wondering how I can even say this. Well, do you have anything to do with a corporation? Do you have a job? Do you get a paycheck? Do you have a bank account? All of these things are the kinds of things that were forbidden by the early Catholic Church. And before you say, well, who the hell cares what the Catholic Church is? Remember, a great deal of our society is built on that. At first, the Catholic Church basically expressed an abhorrence for the worship of money, for the worship of wealth, for extreme capitalism, piracy, and what today we would call corporatism, and mislabeling it as capitalism, which it isn't. Capitalism is a philosophy of free trade where the individual may place his goods and services on the market, and the market will bear whatever it can bear for the value of those goods and services. Corporatism does not allow this. Corporatism purchases all markets, controls all markets, and sets the prices to whatever it wants. The worship of mammon through the artificial person in the heart of a corporate charter, which has no obligation other than to provide profit to the shareholders. It has no responsibility to the public. It has no responsibility to the government. And laws have been made to try to change this, to try and limit the amount of theft and treason and piracy by these churches of wealth, but their power has just been too great. And they've been able to bribe their way completely into power now. So what was Nephi's error? Nephi's error was the hypocrisy that Christianity is not a multi-headed profit-mongering corporation. ByronOfSidius' error was in making the assumption that Walmart is not a part of the massive cult of mammonism. In other words, a religion. And in actuality, hypocrisy, as it owns governments of most of the planet, along with the tangible wealth and the artificial wealth that is money. The artificial wealth that is money is part of the belief system that we all participate in. So Byron's point that the books that Nephi was complaining about are fiction falls rather moot against the point that Nephi should have made better, that Walmart is, in fact, a cult of Mammon. So sorry about this. This is going to ruffle some feathers, as many people who think that they are atheists are actually Mammonists, worshipping money right alongside the Christians. Oddly enough, this is something that the Muslims actually have right, and almost everyone else has wrong. I mean it for each and every one of you. Please, enjoy your life. It's the only thing not borrowed from those who are yet to be.